The woman injected a sedative into the man's neck, determined to run away from her boyfriend's place. This was just an ordinary living room, yet everything here made her feel extremely uneasy. The whole place was painted white, and the furniture, covered with white plastic bags, looked like ghosts at night. The man was totally deranged and perverted. They used to be lovers. He suffered from severe mental illness, and she was his therapist. After being together, she realized he was a complete lunatic. When she tried to break up with him, he refused and locked her up instead. She had planned this escape for a long time. She drugged him, made sure he couldn't move, then rushed straight to the door. But no matter how she banged or pulled it, the door wouldn't move at all.
没有我的指纹，你哪儿也进不了。
His words gave her an idea. She picked up a fruit knife on the table, gritted her teeth, and cut off one of his fingers. She finally managed to escape, leaving the man laughing wildly with his severed finger. The woman started the normal life she had always wanted, but the man only stayed out of sight for 2 years before showing up again at her wedding.
欢迎大家来参加我和南星的婚礼 Surprise!
Panic overwhelmed her the second she heard his voice. To calm her down, her new husband, Sumu, hired a group of bodyguards to patrol the yard around the clock, which eased her fears a little. It was a stormy night with thunder and lightning. She slept alone in the wedding room. The red decorations and wedding photos looked icy under the stormy sky, just like dried blood. Suddenly, she heard strange noises outside the door. She got up to check. By the flashes of lightning, she saw a pale figure walking towards her. Soon, she realized it was that man. He was really back. She could barely breathe. She wanted to run, but sheer fear paralyzed her body. Then she watched him wearing an eerie smile. In the next second, he grabbed her by the neck and kissed her forcefully. She was too weak to resist and got assaulted. She woke up in terror and found it was just a nightmare. She let out a sigh of relief, but turned around to find Sumu gone. Lying beside her was the madman who had haunted her every night. He smirked and held up his healed finger for her to see.
2年前你囚禁我，现在你又囚禁苏木，你又犯病了。
怪谁呀？还不是怪你，没把我治好。
那你再换个医生啊！
换了，还是没治好。医生疯了。
He forced her to do things she hated. He pushed her down onto the wedding bed she shared with Sumu and struck her face with that healed finger. He demanded her to say she loved him. When she stayed silent, he threatened to kill Sumu. She noticed he still wore their couple necklace. They once swore an oath with blood, dripping their own blood onto the 2 necklaces. When he asked where hers was, she tried to avoid the question. Later, he told her to cook for him. As soon as she left the room, she called a friend to get a fake copy of the necklace. The man saw everything and decided to teach her a lesson. He took out an exquisite gift box and said he had a present for her. To her horror, there was one of Sumu's fingers inside. She covered her mouth and screamed silently in fright. The man ate the finger without changing his expression and laughed loudly at her terrified look. He threatened Sumu and took the woman to the Civil Affairs Bureau to get them divorced.
嫁给正常人之后，你病好了吗？
After the divorce, her parents came to see her and blamed her for ruining the family business. Her family had fallen apart when she was little, and both of her parents had started new families now. She listened to them arguing with a blank face until her father let slip a sentence.
你以为你嫁的那些男人不变态吗？哪个没有欺负过南希？
Her spirit completely broke. She ran outside, feeling like the little girl who had been abused by her stepfather and dared not fight back. Doctors cannot cure themselves. She knew her mental problems were even worse than the man's. She wanted to run away from him because she didn't want both of them to keep making mistakes. She climbed over the fence and stood on the overpass. At this moment, she thought of a way to set herself free, and she knew she had to do it.